Welcome all you mentees to Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. I am your host, the Uncanny Omar, and today we are going over our monthly budget. So we are talking about all the collected editions coming out in July of 2022. Let's get started. And welcome back, everybody. Now, if you want written documentation of these books that are coming out in July, that can be found on the dollar tier on our Patreon. So thank you so much to our patrons for making videos like this possible. Could not be doing this without you all. And I got to give a shout out to my buddy Aaron Cobbs, who has helped me with the Marvel and DC solicits. We keep an eye on it because it is always changing. As a matter of fact, there were books that were there earlier, just a couple of weeks ago, that have moved now into August. So that's one thing I always stress when doing these videos, is that sometimes dates might change on these books. Just because I have the week of July 12th or something like that does not mean that the publisher or the distribution could move it out. And the other important thing, because there's so many people that have asked me about this recently, is sometimes, depending on the distribution and the country you live in, books get to you a little bit earlier, and that's awesome. Like, I've had people send me pictures of Epic collections, of hardcovers from IDW or Dark Horse. I think it's great. So I am strictly sticking to just the solicits for the book and direct market to make it fair for everybody. So just because you got your books a little bit earlier doesn't mean that everybody else has it, is all I'm trying to say, if that makes sense. Okay, we got 4 weeks. Let's go ahead and start with July 5th with the Marvel Comics and Amazing Spider-Man, Great Power. This is the new printing of Great Power, and this collects Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 17, Annual number 1, and Amazing Fantasy number 15, which of course is his first appearance. But it's not the only Spider-Man book that week. We also have Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3, this is part of the Mighty Marvel Masterworks, The Goblin and the Gangsters. So these are smaller scale books. We've done reviews of them. As a matter of fact, we're recording our Captain America review soon. So this collects Amazing Spider-Man 20 through 28 and Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 2. Moving into the world of DC Comics, we have Justice League Infinity. This is the book that is written by J.M. DeMatteis, and Ethan Beavers is the artist on the book. This is a hardcover collection. We have Ruby Justice League. Ruby is just everywhere. This is written by Marjorie Bennett, and Aneki is the artist on the book and collects Ruby Justice League 1 through 14. So I know Viz had the manga there for a while, and I know, of course, it's all based on the animated show, which was based on the YouTube shorts. But anyway, it's crazy that it's blown up. Catwoman Volume 6, now we're getting into the Fear State. This is the Ram V series, and issues 34 through 38 is being collected that particular week in that book. It's weird to see all these DC books. Marvel, I'm so used to Marvel like having 10 or 15 books a week sometimes. And now it's kind of the other way around. I think they're just moving things around again. DC poster portfolio, Jenny Frison. And man, can she do some amazing covers. She's a great artist. Yes, finally, Birds of Prey, Whitewater. So we have another Gail Simone, and I think this is towards the tail end of her run, because this also has Tony Bedard as writing. But this is Birds of Prey 104 to 112. Maybe one step closer to an omnibus one day. Batman Detective Comics Volume 2, Fear State. Now Mariko Tamaki has taken over the book. And this collects Batman Detective Comics 1040 to 1046 and Secret Files Huntress number 1. Next up is Green Lantern Volume 2, Horatius. Jeffrey Thorne is writing it. Oh, I had no idea that Tom Rainey was drawing it. I honestly thought that cover looked like Patrick Gleason a little bit, or Doug Mankey. But this collects Green Lantern 7 through 12 and Green Lantern 2021 Annual number 1. It's interesting that at one time Green Lantern was huge. Like, there were 4 different titles, and now we're just down to back to one. We had just had Grant Morrison. They wrote their particular story on it. I think there were, how many issues? 24 issues of that. Batman Urban Legends Volume 2. Look, I see Azrael on the cover and I get excited. I see Tim Drake in his classic costume, I get excited. And is that... Oh, yes, that is Stephanie Brown. Okay, so this is just... I believe these are a web series that have now been collected in trade paperback format, but this collects Urban Legends 7 through 10. And Dan Waters is one of the writers on here. Suicide Squad, Get Joker. This is the Brian Azzarello and Alex Ali Joker story that was released through their Black Label line. It is $24.99. And the dimensions of it are those magazine type of dimensions for their Black Label hardcover books, and collects Joker or Get Joker 1 through 3. All right, from the world of manga, we have Battle Angel Alita, Mars Chronicles Volume 8. The book that doesn't stop. I love Battle Angel Alita. I have no idea who that dude is on the cover. But Mars Chronicles is the prequel to Battle Angel Alita. Kind of like Last Order was the follow-up / prequel to it. This is a prequel to the world of Alita. So if you're interested in that, no word as to whether or not we're going to have hardcovers of those yet or not. Dr. Stone, Volume 22. This is a series my daughter really enjoyed, and I like the premise of it, that the whole world was turned to stone, only a few surviving humans are left, and they're trying to figure out a way to unstone the rest of the human beings. Some of them have been asleep for quite a number of years. But there was a spin-off series, too, that I read that one. That one was pretty interesting. Elusive Samurai Volume 1. It's a new series. This is published by Viz Manga. It is by Yusei Matsui. I just love the colors on that particular cover. So many manga. Wow. Girl saved on train turned out childhood friend. Woo, what a mouthful. So this one is published by Yen Press, and it is written by Kenoji, and the art is by Yuo Midorikawa. And for the first time, this is being published here in America. Go for it again, Nakamura. But I say titles are awesome, man. This is by Seven Seas Entertainment. I got like vibes from like Kimagure Orange Road or Ursa Yatsura when I looked at that cover. And then My Hero Academia Volume 31. I just got the box set, or pre-ordered the box set a couple months ago. So I assume there might be a second box set. I always take a chance when I don't know how long these series are going to go or what they will include in America. From other publishers, we have Creep. This is from Image Comics, and it looks to be in black and white, but this is written by John Arcudi and Brian O'Connell, okay, and Dale Eaglesham is the artist on it. This collects Creep 1 through 4. They were originally published by Dark Horse Comics. All takes place in 1980s Manhattan. They're neo-noir stories. Interesting. And Paris has finally been rescheduled for this week. I love that cover. I think it just stands out. This one is a hardcover, and it is $24.99. Andy Watson is the writer, and Simon Gain is the artist. I love covers that just stand out, even though, when you go to a bookstore, it's mainly the spines that you see. Let's see. From Dark Horse Comics, we have The Winds of Numa Serra, Volume 1. This is beautiful. Please let me know if this was released in hardcover. I just finished reading it a couple of days ago. I took it with me to the Heroes Con. It is a beautifully drawn fantasy book, but it is drawn by Morgan Rosenblum and Johnny Handler. But the artwork is what stood out to me. Oh my gosh, the artwork is beautiful. Eduard Petrovich and Eduardo Mello are the main artists on the book. And this is a Volume 1. Maze book. This is one that is written and drawn by Jeff Lemire. There was a limited print run. I think only 100. Kind of crazy. But this collects issues 1 through 5. And it also features the sketchbook section. ElfQuest Stargazer's Hunt Volume 2. Wendy Pini and Richard Pini return to the world of ElfQuest. I haven't read ElfQuest in so many years. But this concludes the Stargazer's Hunt. It's been a long time. This one piqued my interest because I have not read any of these. This is the Easy Archives Confessions Illustrated. It is $49.99, but you do have artwork in here. At least they give credit to the artwork of Wally Wood and Johnny Craig, as well as Jack Kamen. So this collects Confessions Illustrated 1 through 3. So I didn't know if it was like so it's pictofiction. So I assume they were using photographs as well as art in here. Mother Bridge, Seeds of Change. I just started reading that one. This is by George Mann and Alida Vidal. And I believe this is released exclusively in graphic novel format. And from other publishers, we have, oh yes, The Last Ronin. So excited for that. This is published by IDW. Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, Tom Waltz, all of them together with Robert Rodriguez doing the introduction. And yeah, I'm in for this. This is the 5-issue limited series that, how do I put it, is an alternate ending to the Ninja Turtles. But as a fan of the TMNT and IDW, I have to get that. I think it is a standard size hardcover, so I don't think it's as big as the TMNT IDW collections. And for people asking if that's going to be collected in the IDW collections, probably it will be one day in one of the volumes. Just because they've added things like Ghostbusters in there, or they've added other crossovers that aren't necessarily, how do I put it, canon or necessary reads. I kind of see this being put in there. Maybe when they finish out TMNT, or this particular era of TMNT. We're also getting Almost American. This is published by Aftershock Comics. And Battle Cats, Volume 3, Hero of Legend. Finally, this is coming out. I just did a Hidden Gems. I talked about Battle Cats, how much fun I had with it. This is also written by Mark London, Michael Camello, and I hope they keep expanding the world of Battle Cats. It's a fun series. Let's see. We also have Boys, Oversized, Hardcover Volume 3. So the Omnibus, Oversized, Hardcover Volume 3. All the signed editions are coming out that day, and just the regular volume. And I'll be doing an overview of that sometime next week, the closer we get to the release date. Fantagraphics Underground. This is one that was supposed to come out last month. It looks, just that cover looks stunning and creepy at the same time. It's the most comprehensive collection of paintings by the noted 99-year-old satirical cartoonist and painter Jonah Kinningstein. Okay, so that's what it is. Dang, it looks awesome. Wish I could look inside of that book. John Carpenter's Tale of Science Fiction and Villains is coming out that week, and that is Storm King Productions that is printing that one. That one is a trade paperback. Lore Olympus, both the graphic novel and the hardcover are coming out that day. I like when companies do that. They give you the option depending on what kind of collector you are, or rather what kind of reader you are, or what kind of budget you're on. Power Rangers Volume 4. Now this is the new Power Rangers series, still set in the same universe, but different characters, and of course a different creative team. Although Ryan Parrott is still writing it though. I mean, he started with Kyle Higgins. And Red Sonja, Price of Blood. I almost read that as Prince of Blood. Love that cover there. So you have, that's Christian Ward on the cover. Luke Lieberman and Walter Giovanni are the two creators on the book. It's a 3-issue limited series, apparently. We also have Sisters of the Mist coming out that same week. And Star Knight, not Star Knight with N-I-G-H-T, but K-N-I-G-H-T. That's coming out that week. And T-Dragon Society box set. This is one that I've been wanting to read for a long time. My wonderful co-host, Wonder Maddie, has suggested that to me several times. Tukey Volume 2. This is supposed to be a Volume 2 of 5. And that is Fight for Family. Vampirella Dark Powers coming out that week. And we also have, and of course that's published by Dynamite. We also have Black Beth coming out that week, as well as this one here, Essential Judge Dredd Necropolis. And I know that you can read these through the case files, but this is kind of where they collected. And I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that they do the color versions of these instead of black and white. And speaking of Judge Dredd, case files, Judge Dredd Complete Case Files, Volume 39. Yes, for people wondering, I'm still reading those. But what I did was this time around, I decided to read 12 instead of 6 to make my video just talk about my favorite stories from these 12 volumes. Some of them, I will say, some of them have been a little bit of a hurdle to get through, but others have been I've been flying through. I think they're freaking awesome. Turn your fandom into cash. That is the dream. That is the dream. The week of July 12th from Marvel Comics, we just have one collection, and that is the Reign of X Volume 12. And this is set to collect Marauders 21, X-Force 20, Hellions 12, Excalibur 21, and X-Men 21. Now, normally I like to do the upcoming collected editions for Marvel every Tuesday when the books drop, or sometimes books drop on Wednesday. But I think sometimes when there's like just one book, what I do is just hold on to it until the following week. So I'll be doing this book overview the following week. And I love those anthology series. From the world of DC Comics, we have Teen Titans Academy Volume 1. X marks the spot. $17.99. And I believe there's 2 volumes of this. I've been wanting to check this out. People have told me it's a really good series. We also have Injustice Gods Among Us, Year Zero, the complete collection. No word yet as to if this is going to be an omnibus, but this collects Year Zero 1 through 14. DC Portfolio, J.H. Williams. Oh, gosh, yes. Those DC Portfolios are freaking awesome. They're gorgeous books. And J.H. Williams just happens to be top 3? Yeah, top 3 favorite artists of all time. Different covers. That hopefully they'll use some internal artwork because his spread pages are just freaking amazing. Beast Boy and Raven. That's coming out. This is the Teen Titans Beast Boy Loves Raven. The hardcover is coming out that week. That one has been pushed back quite a number of times, honestly. From the world of manga, we have Abandoned Sacred Beasts, Volume 13. Mame Coordinate. I assume it's Mame because it's Japanese, or I can't imagine it being Mame. The colors and the artwork that reminds me 80s, 90s. This is printed by Tokyo Pop. Love to see that they're still around, even though they're print on demand almost. So whatever you order, they print on demand. Moon and Sun, Volume 1. For a minute, I thought this was a Pokemon title, which I think it is, according to my kids. But this is not. This is for mature audiences. So not Pokemon. This is by Sublime Studios. Knights with a Cat, Volume 1. Come on. That cover's adorable. Little cat on top of their human. Yeah, that's cute. Shadow's House. Not Shadow apostrophe S house, but Shadow's House. This is written and drawn by Somato, and it is published by Yen Press. The cover is not final. I love seeing that, like, what they decide to be the final cover, because usually they just go with the cover that they use in the tankobon for the Japanese release. Talk to my back! Talk to my back, baby. I don't think it's that, though. This is set in an apartment complex in the outskirts of Tokyo from 1981 to 1984. Yamada Murasaki worked on this book. This is published by Drawn and Quarterly, and it explores suburban middle-class dreams through a woman's relationship with her 2 daughters. Whoa, this looks good. Okay. Drawn and Quarterly publishes a lot of classy stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with Yen Press or Viz or Tokyo Pop, but I think Drawn and Quarterly really picks and chooses what they bring over. Every book I've read by them has been really good. Witch's Printing Office Volume 6 is coming out that same week. I'm just showcasing the ones that I find, like, I love that cover. That is adorable. I've never read this. This is published by Yen Press, but that is an adorable looking cover. From the world of Image Comics, we have Oblivion Song Volume 6 coming out. And this is Robert Kirkman and Annalisa Leone, I believe, is the artist on this. But it's crossing over into another world. There have been 2 hardcovers collected of this particular run. We also have Spawn Aftermath. Now, for all the people asking me what the schedule is for Spawn, at this moment, I don't. I saw the schedule the rest of the year, but that was something that I had to sign an NDA for. But more reprints are coming. More of those hardcovers are coming. The slipcases are coming. At least what I saw from the schedule. But then again, that may change. But I'll leave that to the Todd Father to announce. But yes, Spawn Aftermath is the continuing Spawn collections. So this collects issues 302 to 307. Who is... I don't even know who's drawing... Is it Philip Tan that's drawing this run these days? Last I saw, it was Philip Tan and maybe Ken Lashley that were drawing the books. And we also have Ice Cream Man finally coming out. Now, every month I do my top 10. That usually comes out on Sundays after doing this video. But, yes, Ice Cream Man I think has been in my top 10 for the last couple of months. Collects the first 12 issues. And it is still in my top 10 recommended buys. Absolutely. Grendel Omnibus. This has been published by, of course, Dark Horse. This is Hunter Rose, 2nd edition, Mad Wagner. If you've never had a chance to read it, these are really affordable. We're talking 600 pages, $29.99, and it's the softcover Omnibus. I know when people think Omnibus, oh, it's a hardcover. Not every time. That's why I like to do overviews of books and then sometimes showcase or when I talk about them in upcoming collected editions. But Grendel is a phenomenal read. It's probably one of my favorite. Yeah, I can't say it's my favorite. Mad Wagner. Got quite a number of them, but it's up there in the top 3. Torso is now being published at Dark Horse. This is, of course, Mark Andreyko and Brian Michael Bendis working together. And this, I believe, was originally... Was it released under the Marvel Icon logo? But now that Bendis is over at Dark Horse, this is where he's publishing his books. Summer Fires. This is a hardcover collection. I believe this is straight to graphic novel. I don't think this had an ongoing series. Snow Angels Volume 2, Jeff Lemire and Jock. How did I miss out on Snow Angels Volume 1? But collects issues 5 through 10 of Snow Angels. I love Lemire's writing, and I'm a big fan of Jock. Nocturnals Omnibus Volume 2. This, for example, is one that some of you viewers have sent me pictures. You're like, hey, I got this already. How come you didn't announce it? Well, like I said, I'm sticking strictly to the book and direct market dates. And because if I don't, then other people are going to be confused, like, why haven't I gotten my copy yet? So I know some retailers, even here in America, have started selling this one. But if they order straight from PRH, then they don't get it until that date. No One Left to Fight Volume 2. Now, this is a book that has been pushed back for about a year now. I really enjoyed the first one. It had all this adrenaline of manga. I did an overview of it on the channel. If you want to click on the link above, I'll put it up there. I'll try to find it. It's been a couple of years since I did it. But I was looking forward to this one, yeah. This is written by Aubrey Sitterson. Le Bizitresse. I'm so sorry. Now I know what my teachers felt like when they were looking at my last name. This is written by Greg Lockard. And it is drawn by Tim Fish. This is a paperback. And those names I can pronounce. The Airless Year. This is a trade paperback. And it is written by the gentleman that did The Once and Future Queen. And Tarzan, The New Adventures. Roy Thomas, Thomas Grindberg. Oh my gosh, yes. And Gallego Benito. Working on this hardcover book. And it looks like it's going to be a widescreen release, widescreen edition. Black Hammer. There are a lot of Dark Horse books. This is Volume 6, Reborn Part 2. Jeff Lemire, Malachi Ward, Matthew Sheehan, all working on this. This collects Black Hammer Reborn 5 through 8, not yet in hardcover format. From other publishers, we have Voices That Count, and also the Deluxe Jimenez, published by Humanoids. This is a big hardcover book. And we have Fantagraphics Underground 1-800 Ghost, or 108, or 800 Ghost. Why in the world why can't I read 1-800 Ghost? Just 1-800 Ghost? How am I having a hard time reading this? Why am I having a hard time reading that? Heathens, Hunters of the Damned is coming out that week, published by Aftershock Comics. Written by Cullen Bunn, say no more. I'm in. Collecting issues 1 through 5 of Heathens. Keeping 2 is being finally released, hopefully, fingers crossed, that week. I have been an advocate for that book since last year. It was one of my most wanted reads this year, and Jordan Crane's book is finally coming out that week. This, believe it or not, has been on a boat for a couple of months. And I believe finally, the last I saw from Fantagraphics, they said that it is finally in distribution. So one step closer. Red Sonja Superpowers coming out that very same week from Dynamite. I love that cover. The cover is awesome. Reminds me of course, Alex Ross's work on Kingdom Come, which I think it's supposed to. Things We Create is coming back to print. I believe this was previously collected in a hardcover, and now it is being released in a trade paperback format. And we're also getting the Vampirella Purgatory, and that is a crossover between Vampirella and Purgatory. She's not in Purgatory, but she's fighting Purgatory, hence the name Vampirella versus Purgatory. Although the title that they have in the solicits is just Vampirella Purgatory, like she's stuck there. Didn't even know Vampirella was Catholic. And to wrap up that week, we have Peanut Butter and Crackers. This is Volume 3, On the Trail. Now, before we go any further, don't forget to check out our first sponsor. If you live in Europe and are interested in pre-ordering or purchasing Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC big books within the EU. Flat shipping of €9.90 for EU countries. Extremely careful and sturdy packaging. Emails are answered within 24 hours. And they have a superb selection of new releases and out-of-print books on their website. Just head over to waltzcomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles. And for a limited time, you can use the code Near Mint Condition, all one word, at the checkout for free shipping to all EU countries with your first order. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. From Marvel Comics, the week of July 19th, we kick it off with the X Lives of Wolverine, X Deaths of Wolverine. This is the hardcover format. It is oversized. If you want to see an overview of it, my wonderful wife and I have done an overview of this book. This is $75, 304 pages, and it is the continuing story of Inferno. So if you haven't seen the video, I will say that in case you're wondering if it's just Wolverine. It's not. It's a lot more than that. Both the direct market and standard edition are being published that same day. Excalibur Epic Collection, The Sword is Drawn. This is the new printing of this book, and collecting the early adventures of Excalibur. New Mutants Epic Collection, The End of the Beginning. Speaking of early adventures, this collects the last adventures of New Mutants Volume 1. Collecting issues 95 through 100, Annual 7, Uncanny X-Men 270 to 272, X-Factor 60 through 62, plus material from New Warriors, Annual number 1, X-Men number 5, Annual 15, and X-Factor Annual 6. Meaning that it has the Kings of Pain storyline in there, it has all of Extinction Agenda, and then of course collecting those last few issues of New Mutants before it becomes X-Force. This is all Fabian Nicieza and Rob Liefeld, Louis Simonson writing some of the stories in there. And finally, The Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 1. Now keep in mind, this is when the direct market cover is being released. So the direct market cover is being released that day. The standard edition cover will be released the following week. Marvel Superheroes Contest of Champions, the Gallery Edition. John Romita Jr., I think this is some of his earliest stuff. Bill Mantlo, of course, writing the stories, but this collects Marvel Superhero Contest of Champions 1 through 3, West Coast Avengers Annual 2, and Avengers Annual number 16. Amazing Spider-Man Epic Collection. Amazing Spider-Man is getting a lot of love this summer. Epic Collection Man-Wolf at Midnight. So collecting Amazing Spider-Man 124 to 142, Giant Size Superheroes number 1. Ross Andrews supplying a lot of the artwork here, and of course Jerry Conway writing the stories. Marvel Masterworks The Spectacular Spider-Man Volume 5 is coming out. Collecting Spectacular Spider-Man 56 through 66, Spectacular Spider-Man Annual number 3. So we have some Uncle Raj in there. We have some Bill Mantlo in there, Jim Shooter, Ed Hannigan. The cover is by Frank Miller, and both covers are going to be released that same day. The standard edition and the direct market cover will be released the very same day. From the world of DC Comics, we have Batman Secret Files. James Tynion, Christian Ward working together to talk about the characters of Huntress and Clown Hunter, I think, Miracle Molly, Peacekeeper. So pretty much in the world of Batman. The Green Lantern Season 2, Volume 2. I was just talking about Grant Morrison's run on Green Lantern. So this is the trade paperback edition wrapping up Grant Morrison run. Not just Grant Morrison, though. Liam Sharp did the artwork, and Liam Sharp's artwork is kicking all kinds of ass. So collecting Green Lantern Season 2, 7 through 12. So there's a total of 24 of them. Don't know if they'll ever be collected in a hardcover, but with Grant Morrison's name, you can probably bet that it's going to come out. Legends of the Dark Knight, Derek Robertson, Stephanie Williams. Now, Legends of the Dark Knight, this is not to be confused, of course, with the original Legends of the Dark Knight. This collects the new Legends of the Dark Knight 1 through 8. But you have Becky Cloonan in here, Matthew Rosenberg, Brandon Thomas, Derek Robertson, like I mentioned, Stephanie Phillips, just to name a few of the creators working on this. This is the first 8 issues of this new series. Justice League Dark, The Great Wickedness. Ram V, Dan Waters. Love that cover there. And this is the new Justice League Dark. So this collects Justice League Dark 59 through 71 and Justice League Dark 2021 annual. New Teen Titans Volume 14. Man, this is the classic stuff here. You have some George Perez in there, but also Eduardo Barreto and Marv Wolfman, of course, writing this. This collects New Teen Titans 41 through 49, Secret Origins 13, Uncanny Omar Talk Pretty One Day, tells of the New Teen Titans 91, New Teen Titans Annual 4, and Secret Origins Annual number 3. 52 Omnibus, finally coming back to print. This is the 2022 edition. So the big question is, am I upgrading? Because it's $175 for this new printing. Not that the first one was cheaper, like it was $150 when it came out years ago, but my first one is just falling apart. So I probably... Besides, I have a YouTube channel. You all look forward to overviews of this stuff. So yes, I'll be getting it to do a video on it. Superman 78, Robert Venditti is doing this with Wilfredo Torres on artwork. And this is the first 12 chapters of Superman 78, the digital comics. Looks awesome. Checkmate. Now, this is the Checkmate by Brian Michael Bendis. I believe Alex Maleev is the artist on this. This is kind of spinning off of that Event Leviathan series. From the world of manga, we have Box of Light. This is printed by Seven Seas Entertainment. I just love the simplicity behind that cover. It's nice. And then we also have Beastars coming out. Of course, that is what... I don't even know what... You ever look at a cover and you're like, whoa. No. So she's got a cigarette. That's cool. Yes, Beastars is a big selling title for Viz Comics. We also have Case Closed. Holy crap. Speaking of big selling title, this book, 83 volumes. 83! That's crazy. That's a lot of manga. Good. I'm glad to see that come out. I'm glad to see manga last that long. We have Double from Tokyo Pop, another book that is, of course, print on demand, in case you're getting those. Those, I think, I want to say that those had a little bit of a bigger print run, because I've seen them on sale before. Or maybe Right Stuff actually does the orders for them. I'm a Witch. My Crush Wants Love Potion. I love these titles. I honestly can't get enough of these titles. I think they're awesome, and I love looking at new manga when it comes out, because the titles just get more and more ridiculous sometimes. This is printed by Yen Press. It is written by Eiko Mutsuhana, and the artwork is by Kamada. And we also have Orochi Perfect Edition Volume 2 from, I believe this is Viz that is publishing this particular story. I need to pick up the first one, because being a big fan of Kazu Umes, I'm surprised I don't have that yet. But yeah, this is the Perfect Edition. I really thought it was going to be in hardcover format, though, for some reason, but I guess it's not. from the world of Image Comics, we have Homesick Pilots, Volume 3. This is Dan Waters' story, and this collects Homesick Pilots 11 through 15. We also have Noctera Volume 2. That Noctera Volume 1 came really close to being in my top. I mean, it was definitely my top 20 reads of last year. I thought the artwork was beautiful. This is Scott Snyder's independent work. Tony S. Danielle doing the artwork. But in this, it looks like Dennis Cohen and Kent Williams and Chris Sotomayor are helping with the artwork. Because there's a special. Okay, so this collects Noctera 7 through 11 and Noctera Special Blacktop Bill. I did that overview with my, current horror reads for the month of October of last year. That was an awesome book. And speaking of awesome books, so was this. Stray Dogs. Big fan of this series. This is Dog Days, and this is a there's side stories of some of the dogs that you didn't really get to know within the original Stray Dogs. This is all by Tony Flees. I got to interview him. I actually saw him at Heroes Con, and he was a really nice guy, and I'm a big push for this book. Again, if you're a fan of animals, though, and you can't stomach animals being hurt, stay away from these books. Don't let the covers fool you. They're beautiful and cartoony covers, but man. Vertical Sea is coming out. Now, Vertical Sea is coming out in hardcover format. This looks like a stunning book published by Dark Horse. And we're getting from IDW, Dungeons & Dragons Mindbreaker. This is Jim Zub, and it is a paperback. I really like that cover. It's a 5-issue series. It collects the entire series. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the IDW collection, Volume 14. Now, this is one that people are saying, why didn't they just renumber it to a number 1? Because this is a completely different era. And it is. And when I do like my top 10 list, this is probably going to be up there because I haven't read any of this. And my top 10s are usually like top 10s I've read that I recommend, or the books that I'm so hyped about. And this one is the one that I'm hyped about. Oh, so much. I love this era of Ninja Turtles. And Something is Killing the Children. This is the new printing of this book. The deluxe edition and the slipcase are going to be available that day. So for those of you that have been wanting that book for a long time now and missed out on it, by all means, time to pick it up if you want it. Alice Guy, First Lady of Film. Alice Guy, First Lady of Film. Commas would help, but I didn't get it. This is by Self-Made Hero. I've been noticing that publisher a lot lately. Self-Made Hero. Okay. Art of Fifal. Art of Fifal is coming out by 3D Total Publishing. Oh, that cover. I thought it was, what is her name at first? The Astonishing Melanie and I did an overview of Sweet Paprika, and I cannot remember her name. Mita Rodolfo. Nope, not even going to try because I'm going to end up butchering and forgetting it. And let's just keep going. Barely Human is coming out. Oh, that cover. This is Johnny Ryan's work. Okay. Over 500 of the grossest, crudest, most surrealistic pieces of art that you will find. $49.99. All right. That cover is so awesome. Blackwater. Both the graphic novel and the hardcover are coming out that day. Published by Henry Holt Comics. Crumbs. Hardcover and graphic novel are coming out that day. That is published by Clarion Books. So both of those publishers are doing something that I really think is awesome. Like I said, I've talked about how much I appreciate that. Frankly, After Alcatraz. Now, this book was originally supposed to come out last month, if I'm not mistaken, but it got held back. And now it is coming out in July. And we're also getting Donald Duck. Yes, Donald Duck 2000 Leaks Under the Sea. This is a hardcover, and it's part of the Disney Masters line. And I've been asked if this was going to continue, and I'll be honest, I don't know, because... I was asked if the hardcover slipcases were going to continue, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know, because I haven't seen one solicited in so long, so I myself am debating on getting the single volumes, because I haven't seen any of the hardcovers slipcases solicited in such a long time. Harbinger from Valiant Entertainment, the trade paperback volume 2. Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing with Robbie Rodriguez doing the artwork. I used to read the original Harbinger. Judas Priest Screaming for Vengeance. This is the trade paperback edition from Z2 Comics. And Lawless Book 4, Boomtown, coming out that week from Rebellion 2000 AD. Love that cover there. Dan Abnett, Say No More. Love that. Part of me wishes that him and Andy Lanning would make up, because I miss those two guys together. Just seeing that name and getting excited for DNA. Anybody else feel like that? I don't know what happened between them. I know they had a falling out and they no longer work together, which sucks. Let's Get Burgers, one shot by Silver Sprocket. That's an adorable looking book. I don't know if this is for kids or not, but I had to add it on the list. And again, this is from Silver Sprocket. Magic the Gathering, Volume 2. This is published by Boom Entertainment. Jed MacKay is writing it, and Jed MacKay has been killing it in everything that I've read by him. The cover art is by Matteo Scalera, who did the Black Science series with Rick Remender. Iguara, I don't know if I'm familiar with their work or not, but this collects Magic 6 through 10. And we're also getting the Michael Moorcock Library editions, the Elric Bane of Black Sword. Those are beautiful books. I'm going to do an overview of the Titan books here soon. They have a bunch of books that they've sent my way that I need to give them time. I've been reading some. I know the Astonishing Melanie did the Doctor Who, and she's working on Doctor Who 9 and 11. And then I know I did an overview of the Snowpiercer, which is a beautiful box set if you've not been able to find it or read it. Negaloid, God Network. That's an awesome title. This is also published by Titan Entertainment or Titan Comics. And that cover is just, holy crap, gorgeous. It's dinosaurs. You had me at dinosaurs and humans coexisting with machinery. Oh, this looks amazing. But this is the Dinotopia meets Mad Max. That's an awesome way to that's how you hook me. Dinotopia meets Mad Max. Nobody's Child, Volume 1 is coming out that week. This is being released by Behemoth Comics, and it is Massimo Rossi and Ramiro Borrallo are the two creators behind this. I love that cover. It's a good-looking cover. Project MK Ultra hardcover from Clover Press is coming out that week by Stuart Kenneth Moore. And to wrap up the week of July 19th is Science Comics Bridges. Now this again is being released in hardcover and in graphic novel format. And the last week of the month, July 26th, from Marvel Comics, this is where you're going to find the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus, the standard edition cover. Now keep in mind this is the fourth printing of this book. Daredevil, Woman Without Fear. This is the Chip Zdarsky series. Actually, the Astonishing Melanie has already read this stuff. And this has a big collab with Anna Senti's there. Anna Senti, which is like his favorite Daredevil writer. Avengers by Jonathan Hickman. For all the people that have been asking, where the hell is this book? Here the hell it is. The Complete Collection, Volume 5, collecting Avengers, the 2012 series, 35 through 44, and New Avengers, 24 through 33. Wrapping up Jonathan Hickman's run on what a lot of people call Hickvengers. X-Men First Class Mutants 101. This collects all of First Class 1 through 8 and the First Class Special. If you've not read, this almost made my top 10. If you've not read it, I know it's available in oversized hardcover. It is a little hard to find in trade paperbacks. This is the graphic novel format. Check it out in this format. It's one of the most underrated series that Marvel put out as far as X-Men. Iron Man Volume 3, Books of Korvac 3, Cosmic Iron Man. Now, I have been enjoying the hell out of this series. Anybody else been enjoying this? I think Christopher Cantwell has a good understanding of Tony Stark / Iron Man. I love this Doctor Doom series, and I hope this gets some kind of oversized hardcover treatment. Seems like Iron Man just doesn't get a lot of love as far as like oversized books. Thor by Donny Cates, Volume 4, God of Hammers. So collecting Thor 19 through 24, this of course being Donny Cates. Nick Klein supplying the artwork here. And finally, Hulk by Donny Cates Volume 1 is coming out. Drawn by Ryan Ottley from Invincible, from Spider-Man, collecting Hulk, the 2021 series 1 through 6, and Free Comic Book Day 2021 Avengers Hulk. From DC Comics, we have Batman, the Deluxe Edition Volume 6. So, to this day, as of right now, this still states that it collects Batman 70 and 71, 73 to 85, and Batman Annual Number 4, and Secret Files 2. I assume it's going to collect issue 72. I don't know why it would not. That's just really weird mapping if they leave it out. A book I've been wanting to check out, and that is Tom King's Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. I don't think this book ever came out in hardcover. It is coming out strictly in trade paperback, collecting all 8 issues of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. The Flash, Volume 16. I really need to catch up on these. That is a gorgeous cover by, I think that's Brandon Peterson, it looks like. Collecting Flash 763 to 771 and Flash 2021 Annual Number 1. Suicide Squad Volume 2. I got excited when I saw that cover with Connor there. Has Connor been appearing? I just thought he wasn't relevant anymore because we have Jonathan Kent now. Well, I guess he's Superman. Is Connor in this series? I'm excited. Superboy was one of my favorite characters, especially in Young Justice and then in Jeff Johns' run of Teen Titans. So this contains Suicide Squad 7 through 12, Suicide Squad 2021 Annual. From the world of manga, Berserk, Volume 11. Hell yeah. People have asked what I think about the continuing adventures of Berserk or Berserk continuing. And I've expressed my thoughts on my Saturday stream. People have asked me to make a video. I don't know if making a video, to me, losing Miura was like losing a best friend. So I have a lot of strong thoughts about that. I think it's great that people are excited for a continuing story. They'll get their ending. To put it it just feels like somebody's wearing my best friend's clothes that is no longer with us. Cat Gamer Volume 2. Miss Lydia is reading Volume 1 right now. We're doing an overview of it sometime this weekend. Boy Princess Volume 1 is coming out. Now, this is printed over by Net Comics, and I don't know if they've printed manga before. Although that could be a manhwa. Chain Soldier Volume 1 is coming out that very same week. That is printed by Yen Press. I love that cover, even though the cover is not final. I know. We're also getting Build King Volume 1. And that is printed by Viz Comics here in America. Hitomi-chan is Shy with Strangers. Volume 1 is coming out that last week. Liminal Zone hardcover. Now, of course, that's Junji Ito. So, Walking Cat View of Zombie Apocalypse Omnibus Volume 1. That title is way too awesome to pass up on. And World and Solte is coming out as far as the world of manga. And to wrap up manga for that week, as far as the list that I've been looking at, is Welcome Back Alice Volume 1. This is Shuzo Oshimi's latest work. He's the gentleman that did Flowers of Evil and did Blood on Tracks, which I need to check out, and Happiness. Now, from the world of Image Comics, we have Bolero, trade paperback coming out. This is by Wyatt Kennedy and Luana Vecchio. And we also have Echolands. And Echolands is one of those books that is being released in widescreen format. We also have Ghost Cage trade paperback coming out that week. This is written by Nick Dragotta and Caleb Goldner. And Nick Dragotta is doing the artwork. And holy crap, that looks awesome. Nick Dragotta is East of West. So you may be familiar with the artwork and designs there. Gunslinger Spawn coming out. I believe this is the book that Brett Booth is working on. And of course Todd Father is writing it. And Razor Blades Omnibus hardcover volume 1. I love the word omnibus, and they have to explain that it is a hardcover. I think Marvel does the same thing too, just to let people know that they are publishing an omnibus and it is in hardcover format. Ice Cream Man Volume 5. This is the trade paperback editions, of course. And from Dark Horse Comics, we have The Amazing Screw-On Head. So if you're a fan of Mike Mignola, do not miss out on that book. Also from Dark Horse, we have Frank Miller's Sin City Volume 5, Family Values. Now this is being released as a deluxe edition and the graphic novel standard edition. Beastlands, Keepers of the Kingdom, Curtis Clow. That cover is awesome. This collects Beastlands issues 1 through 5. That I thought was a manga at first. Creeping. That looks creepy. This is your fight for survival, written by Zach Keller. Deathhead, Meet Me at the Falls. And an original story by Mike Richardson, of course. I think he's still president of Dark Horse, if I'm not mistaken. Cold Bodies. That reminds me of like a 80s VHS or a book cover that you would see at the airport. I mean, obviously, you know, it's like your movie poster type of book. That's why I thought I just saw the rated R sign down there. So yes, it's supposed to be like a movie poster. Hell just froze over. Okay, you got my attention with that. That's clever. The Legend of Korra, The Art of the Animated Series, Book 4, Balance, is coming out. And now that's not just coming out in standard edition, but it's also coming out in a deluxe edition. Into Radness. This is a paperback for $19.99 by Kyle Stram. This is Unearth and Spread is what he worked on. And Jake Smith is the artist, and that's Blood Force Trauma. And Orphan and the Five Beasts. Dark Horse again releasing a bunch of stuff. And holy crap, is that James Stocco? Yes, it is. This is a paperback format. I don't think this has ever been released in hardcover. This concludes the first arc of the epic kung fu masterpiece to be continued in a brand new miniseries soon. Orphan and the Five Beasts. If you're not familiar with James Stocco, oh my gosh. He's done a lot of freaking work. Aliens, Dead Orbit is probably what he's known for. He did a Godzilla comic, but Orc Stain is the one that's like gratuitous that people really enjoy. From the world of IDW, we have Transformers Shattered Glass coming out. And this is the trade paperback format, collecting the 5-issue series. And Sleeping Beauties, Volume 2, graphic novel, Stephen King, Owen King, and Allison Sampson is the artist on the book. So this collects issues 6 through 10. And it is written by Rio Ewers, The Forgotten Girl. And, of course, drawn by Allison Sampson. And this is all based on the novel by Stephen King and Owen King. We also have Bean Riddles and Shrooms comes out from Sex Publishing. It's one of the smaller books. Bughouse from the Top, the complete Bughouse from Cathead Comics coming out. Steve Lafleur is the writer and artist on that book. Kenzie's Kingdom is coming out from Vault Comics. Looks more like a kid's comic book here than... I guess I wasn't expecting that from Vault. Air Warriors, World War I International Aces, trade paperback volume 2. Love to see Caliber Entertainment still publishing stuff. Those brings back memories. And Alternate Paths, the deluxe edition, Broadsword Comics is bringing that out. This is Swords Maiden. And yes, apparently it's signed. In maybe not that spot. Maybe you could pick your spot where it's signed. Amber Blake, the complete collection by Heavy Metal Magazine. This is a hardcover. Heavy Metal has been putting out a lot of graphic novels lately. Army of Darkness, 1979. I love to see Ash up there on top of the Statue of Liberty. Damn, that's awesome. And as a cartoonist hardcover, this is from Fantagraphics by Noah Van Sciver. I've heard a lot about this book. I think a couple of you have told me about it and gone into detail about how great this is or it's going to be. So, has it been published before for the people that reached out to me? Athena Voltaire and The Terror on the Orient Express. So, this is published by Action Lab Entertainment. Steve Bryant and Abel Cicero are the two creators on the book. Bobby Digital and Pit of Snakes from Z2 Comics. Digging that cover there. Ryan O'Sullivan, RZA. And RZA, really? Is it really RZA? That's badass. So this is from RZA, Ryan O'Sullivan, and Vasilis Lolos. It coincides with the relaunch of the iconic character and be synced to music that will melt your mind. Now that's awesome. Experimental and awesome. I mean, it's been done before, but that's still pretty cool. Box trade paperback by Red 5 Comics. And this is Joshua Starnes and Raymond Estrada working on that particular book. And Cerebus trade paperback volume 14, Form and Void, remastered edition. I'll be honest, I stopped reading Cerebus about halfway through that series, and Dave Sim just kind of lost me. So I don't know if it ever got better or what. I don't know if any of you kept up with it. But I did dig it. Those first few volumes were great. Cowboy Bebop. I decided to put this here instead of the manga section because it is Dan Waters and Lamar Mathurin working on this. Of course, that's Art Germ on the cover. Collecting issues 1 through 4, published by Titan Comics. And it is a trade paperback edition. We're also getting the Destiny New York Volume 2, Who I Am Now, coming out that week. And that cover is just... I've always loved that cover. This is by Pan-Chan. And I've said I've always loved that cover because I've been seeing this book a lot. Published by Black Mask Studios. I think it's been delayed for quite a number of months. I remember seeing it earlier in the year. So hopefully it will come out. We also have Dieter is Dead. This is by Shock Dom SRL Studios. So being published by them. And Dying Light, published by Dynamite. Coming out that very same week. Electric Frankenstein. They take on Rad Fink. That's awesome. And the EC look to it. Very nice. Releasing over 100 records all over the world. Electric Frankenstein is where AC/DC beats Dead Boys. Okay. Seems pretty interesting. The Fourth Man, coming out in trade paperback format from AWA Studios. And that is a creepy looking cover. Again, that's one that reminds me of a video or a movie cover. Gwar in the Duoverse of Absurdity. Is this the same book that I saw 2 months ago when I said I went to see Gwar? Love those dudes. Them and Dancing, I think, back in 95, 96. That was a lifetime ago, man. That was a lot of fun, though. Hell, Nebraska. It's coming out in graphic novel format. Dig that cover. There's 2 covers, apparently. But this is by ZEX Publishing. Sean Manning is the writer on the book. And Last Comic Book on the Left. I assume that's a take on Last House on the Left. If so, well done. The Long Knives. And this is another one that I've been seeing a lot. This is also published by Black Mask, but apparently it's been delayed until this week, so hopefully we'll see it. Maw from Boom Studios. Jude Ellison Doyle and A.L. Kaplan are the 2 creators on this. Looks interesting. Critically acclaimed journalist and opinion writer Jude Ellison Doyle, Dead Blondes and Bad Mothers, and breakout artist A.L. Kaplan worked together on this particular book with the colors Fabiana Mascolo from Firefly Brand New Verse. Well, I haven't read Dead Blondes or Bad Mothers, but the cover looks really interesting. And we're also getting Midnight Western Theater. This is published by Scout Comics. This is another one that has been delayed and hopefully will come out that particular day. One Beautiful Spring Day. Well, we're in the summer now and it is hot as hell, so I do miss spring. Actually, Fantagraphics, they publish some wonderful books, and this looks interesting. This is Jim Woodring, and he's been chronicling the adventures of his cartoon Everyman for almost 30 years. And these stories are a singular rarity in comics form. Okay, I'm in. They publish some great stuff over there. We're also getting the Terry and the Pirates Master Collection hardcover edition. I thought Terry and the Pirates was being published by Fantagraphics. Am I mistaken? Or was that another... I know that they have Prince Valiant, but for some reason I thought they were also doing Terry and the Pirates. Then again, I've been wrong before, but if you know this answer, please let me know. Or is this just another Terry and the Pirates collection? The Door graphic novel coming out from Heavy Metal Studios. Another cover that I dig. Pretty simplistic, but looks freaking awesome. This is where we fall. So this is published by Z2 Comics, and it looks like a sci-fi type of story just based on the cover there. And To the Death, graphic novel with the slipcase. That looks like an awesome cover. This is Simon Furman and Jeff Sr. working together on this book, published by Forged by Fire. Now, if you're interested in purchasing these books when they come out, check out our sponsor here in America, CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was it. Those were the books that are coming out July of 2022. Let me know in the comments down below what you're most excited about. Look for my video on Sunday. That will be my top 10 must-buys, recommended reads, or the books that I'm so hyped about. And yeah, thank you again to our patrons. We do have a spread shop where you can get stickers and t-shirts with our logo and other designs. And thank you all so much for watching. Everyone stay healthy and safe out there. Again, if you want written documentation, check out our Patreon. Link in the description. Much love.